It's Saturday again, trying to figure out what to do. Still haven't published the video, or at least it hasn't come out, where I ask your opinions on what you'd like me to do. So I'm still following kind of a loose outline based on a conversation I had this week with some other agents. Right now, we got a lot of headwinds going on in the real estate market. A lot of houses are sitting, sellers lowering their prices, taking them off the market. Vegas is leading the pack in that and everything else. And it really wasn't about Vegas itself. It was like a national little thing. And it's like, what do we got to tell sellers to get their homes sold? Because, folks get a little hard-headed. So this may seem like it's all about sellers right now. But, buyers, y'all need to pay attention because, again, buyers have the chance to run the field, especially when the sellers are making these mistakes. The sellers, you don't make these mistakes, and a buyer isn't going to run the field with you because right now, remember, 2/3 of sellers are having to make concessions to the buyers. And a lot of it's because they start off bad. And one of the things is, sellers will get this in their head. It's like, I just have to wait for the right buyer. Bring me a California buyer. All this crazy stuff here in Vegas. See, here's the thing. When your house sits on the market, it gets stale. Stale. And when the right buyer comes along, they look at it and go, why has it been sitting on the market for 90 days? Well, in this case, probably 120 days because now houses are sitting on the market because there are so many houses. Buyers have a choice. That's why so many buyers are pulling out because it's like, oops, things ain't working. They bail. Again, make things right for the buyers right now. It's what the market is. So let's kind of go over a few little things, that we discussed in our little mastermind on helping sellers get their stuff through. And buyers, pay attention because these are the things that can help you get a better deal when the sellers, getting a little hard-headed. So first thing, when you price that home too high, man, I don't know how many times in 12 years of real estate, I've heard, well, I want to price it up here, 1, to test the market. 2, well, we just have to wait. We just talked about it until the right buyer comes along. Yeah, okay. Well, about every 2 weeks or so, see my, my weekly market update that I do live. There's a reason, 1, that I do it live, and 2, I like to pull the numbers direct, and I don't like to look at them ahead of time. I like to see them and interpret them on the spot, and there's a reason for that. So I don't bias the numbers. It just doesn't work that way. If you look, especially lately, there are more home sellers lowering their prices than there are homes that are selling. And these are people going, we can always lower the price, but it's hard to raise the price. If the value's there, you could possibly raise the price. See, people raise the price all the time, especially if they go in and they do something to the house. Like, let's say when you listed the house, things needed fixing. Then you went in and replaced the flooring, even though I don't recommend that for different reasons. I'll tell you why. Matter of fact, I'll just tell you now because I may forget. I may have a senior moment. You can replace the flooring, and it's something people don't want. I'm going to go and replace the carpet. The carpet? Not too many people want carpet anymore. Got to go with what people want right now, and people like a regular floor now. This isn't the 80s. They don't want wall-to-wall shag carpeting anymore. I literally listed a home for a guy who owned a carpet company, install carpets. And he's going, oh yeah, I'll just go in, I'll put in wall-to-wall carpeting. And I was like, bruh, nobody wants that. And he was like, yeah, I know. It's like, even he had to admit nobody wants wall-to-wall carpeting anymore, but he wanted to put wall-to-wall carpeting because that's what he did. You're a hammer, everything's a nail. I'm gonna solve it with wall-to-wall carpeting. So do not overprice your home. Price it for the market, because when you overprice it, especially in a market like this, and doing the old, I'll wait for the right buyer, the market will come to meet you. When the market comes to meet you, here's what's going to happen. You've been sitting on the market so long, ain't nothing going to happen except for you're going to make less money. And I think your entire purpose is to make more money, right? The buyers, let me tell you, when they get around that 90, 120 day, well, right now, maybe 120, 150 days, because more houses are on the market, just start looking and going let's see what's going on here. Well, it's right priced, but what's going on? Oh, they started too high. It's time to run the field. Again, don't let the field get run on you, cause you will get run over. Next one, them smells. People don't realize how much smells affect people. You could get away with this stuff during COVID. Same with the high prices. High prices worked during COVID to a point. Now you got them pet smells, you got smoke smells, you got everything else. Buyers just gonna turn around and run. I had this listing one time. It was great, man. Had the in-law suite, Had tennis courts, half acre, showings through the roof, no offers. Kept getting feedback on the place. Had a hard-headed seller. And meeting at the house one day, he wanted to meet. And he goes, it seems to me that a good realtor would get feedback on why my house is not selling. He didn't see the devilish grin on my face. I'm like, now that you mention it, you see, from the day one, I was telling him things. I'm trying not to dox old boy, even though it's been like pre-COVID, been a few years. Man, it's hard to explain this one. It was a vacant house, but he kept dogs in the house. Long story. Every time we had to have a showing, he had to go and take the dog someplace. So there was a dog smell. So I pull out my folder, had feedback from every realtor. Now, we've gone way past the numbers where you should have had an offer. And I just started going through every one of them about the dog smell. And that's why no offers were made. You know what he did? He did like a Jedi mind thing. Remember that? These are not the droids you're looking for.
These aren't the droids we're looking for.
He goes, not an issue. Why is my house not selling? Well, let me see here. I got 12 feedbacks from 12 realtors. The reason is the dog smell. Not an issue. Get out of your head. If 12 people tell you that it's the dog smell, it's the dog smell. So, yeah, take care of that stuff. Pets, cigarettes. I hate to say it, certain ethnic foods. I don't keep it at that. Keep myself out of trouble a little bit. Thing is, you become nose dead to this stuff. It becomes part of your daily life. You don't smell it. Other people do. When someone comes in, maybe they're trying to be too diplomatic. Just say the following. Please don't be diplomatic with me. Tell me the truth, because it's causing you to lose money. For the buyers, if there are smells and the house has been sitting on the market and it's priced right, lick your lips, because smells are easier to get rid of than you think. Oh, by the way, sellers, you can get rid of them too. So it doesn't matter where in the country, I'm going to teach you how to get rid of smells. Ozone machines. Get rid of smoke. It'll get rid of pet smells. It'll get rid of everything. You just go buy ozone machines, rent them, whatever. I actually keep 3 ozone machines for when I have a smelly house, and I plant them up in there and I set them up overnight. And they actually kill the smell of ozone. Even like when Febreze and all that stuff doesn't work, ozone machines, it does it right. I mean, come back in, it's got this cleanest smell in the world. It works. Secret weapon that nobody knows about. When I tell a realtor and they go like, oh my goodness, this saved my listing. It'll save you too. And if you're a buyer and the seller doesn't know about it, put in that offer, go get that ozone machine, get rid of that crap. That crappy smell. Next one, listening to others. I've talked about this too many times. Those others, what is their agenda, or what do they really know? Your uncle who sold a house 10 years ago, don't know jack. The guy who used to be a realtor, is there a reason they used to be a realtor and not a realtor now? Your cousin who's a realtor in another state and doesn't understand the laws or the market in the state you're in. I had a situation where I was representing the buyers. This was about 2 years ago, and the seller's daughter was a realtor in Florida, active realtor, and she would keep giving this stupid ass advice. Now this one the buyer can't get over. Well, you need to do X, you need to do Y. That's the way they do it in Florida. And you could just hear it in the realtor's voice every time she would call, and it was like, the daughter wants us to do X. And it's like, you know that's not the way things are done. I know. Don't listen to anyone who is outside your state, especially outside your region. Things on the east side of the Mississippi are done completely different than the west side of the Mississippi. It would be like me giving advice to someone in South Carolina. It don't even make sense. As a matter of fact, my very first house sale, I'm not going to dox the individual, was somebody who was moving here from, I'll just call it the East Coast, where things are different. And when I would try to explain what was going on with their house sale, even the title people, they're just looking at us like, this don't make sense. First of all, they write their real estate contracts out. Like a legal document. And they're looking at it, because the forms here are fill in the blank. Same thing for California, Utah, Arizona, they're fill in the blank. They actually use lawyers, and they're legal. It's like hereforth and thereforths and all that stuff. And people couldn't understand what was going on. And I would have to sit down and explain it to everyone, because they don't understand how things were done in that part of the country. So realtors outside where you're at don't understand. Another one is you start telling your cousin from wherever that you're buying or selling a house. They may start giving you helpful advice. Well, that helpful advice is to tank the deal. Believe it or not, it's because real estate operates in a very strange way. About half of all real estate transactions are referral based. Half. And a quarter of those are agent to agent referrals. Well, that person is now pissed off that you're buying or selling a house and you didn't come through them so they could find you a realtor so they can get their piece of the pie. They want their piece of the apple pie. So they start giving you stupid advice, maybe on purpose, maybe just by accident. Because I've noticed whenever I start getting stupid stuff from a client, it's a cousin, a sister, someplace, and they're giving them stupid advice, and it's because they then told them they were buying or selling a house. But every time I got a referral from someone, they would go like, I don't know anything about real estate in Nevada. You should ask your realtor. Because they know they don't know anything about real estate, but they give advice like crazy when they're not part of the transaction for some reason. So be very wary of that and their motives, because when the deal fails and they failed it, guess what? They got a realtor for you that they're going to get a piece of the action. Next one, too many people want to show their home because they have some unique feature. Stay the hell away from that house during that time. Don't even be across the street. Don't talk to them. Don't acknowledge them. Walk the hell away. Because I'll tell you, I had a expired listing one time. And I mean, I know it was a little bit overpriced, but not enough to maybe cause anything. And the grandson goes, well, we have trust issues. We need to be here when people are here. And I'm like, y'all need to get the heck up out of here. And guess what? Sold the house in 10 days because they weren't there flapping their gums. Get away. If you got that many trust issues, don't sell your house. Trust me. Trust. Next one. Don't do the old, please don't let the cat or dog out. Remove your pet or dog and don't just put them in the backyard, because guess what? They want to go into the backyard to see it. They're buying a house. Make arrangements to take your pet someplace. And if you have a kennel, that's fine. That's a little bit different. Just throw them in the kennel and just say, hey, there's a dog in the kennel. Put them in the garage and don't do the let them run around the garage. Don't open the garage door. People want to see how big the garage is. They want to see if their tools fit in there, all those things. Think about what you want when you're buying a house and you wonder why your house isn't selling. Maybe because people want to know what's in the garage. Amazing, huh? Another one, keep your house clean. Can you imagine the number of times I've gone into a house and it's dirty? How many dirty diapers I've seen? How many bloody bandages at the top of the stairs? Come up the top and there's a bloody bandage. No, I ain't touching that. I'll tell you right now. But you think it left an impression on the buyer? Flush your toilets. I think I'm talking, like some common sense stuff, but go through, flush your toilets, make sure the floors are swept, turn on the lights, open your windows, vacuum, if you still got carpets. And don't keep relying on stupid stuff like HGTV. You know that most of those homes never ever sell? They don't tell you that. Well, they do tell you. Go to the very end of most of those HGTV shows and TLC and all that stuff, all them home flipper shows. There's a little disclaimer that the house didn't sell. Go back, take a real close look. You'll see that. It'll surprise you. Most of those homes didn't sell. Again, because they usually overpriced it, because all those other concerns we had here, they were addressed. The house looked good and everything. Again, looking good. Too many houses on the market. These are things you should think about too. Getting a pre-inspection. It's kind of simple. Get a pre-inspection. And the reason you want to do it is it makes people feel safe. Safety is what everybody wants. They want certainty and safety. If you get a pre-inspection and fix the major issues, and just sit it there. We already had the house inspected by this inspector. We had all of the major issues fixed, and we even had them come back out and made sure that they were done right. And then we had a handyman come through and do this, this, and this that wasn't on the inspection. Woo! Now we're cooking now, boy. Gonna make a name for myself up in here. It's gonna make a difference that you're not gonna imagine. If you look back, a little over a year ago, I did a video where I listed a house of a guy who used to be in my squadron. It sold faster and for more than any other house in that neighborhood. And the reason being is because of the stuff I'm talking about right here. I mean, he had already PCS'd out years before he put it up for rent. Now he was done and wanted to get it sold. But when you do this little stuff, it makes a difference. And it probably would have sold faster and for more, except for an agent who, in all honesty, ran little tricks and stuff, because it was under contract. And then, that's just a longer story. Another one. Unless they're doing something wrong, because sometimes you'll think you know something, you read a book, let your agent do their job. Your agent usually knows what they're doing, usually. If you're just in their chili all day long, they can't do their job. Their job is their chili. It's not you telling them what to do all day long. Unless you see that they're not taking care of business, that's a little bit different an issue. If they ain't taking care of business, then you can go in. Same thing for a buyer. If they're not taking care of you, then ask the questions. Make sure that everything is being taken care of. Because it's real simple to tell if nobody's taking care of you. But also remember, sometimes, especially on the buyer side, they're working with multiple buyers. So if they're not answering questions, it could be because they're out with a buyer. Don't expect to answer within 1 hour or immediately for them to pick up, because how would you feel if you were out with your agent and they were answering their phone all day long while you're trying to, buy a house, which is also another one. It goes a little bit beyond this one, but trying to be in the car with your agent instead of following in a car, that's your time that the agent uses to return those calls to other clients. So you're denying their other clients a chance to get their questions answered and all their issues addressed, because they're not going to do that while you're in there. Another one. This one is so important. The numbers that you see are bad. I can't speak for other MLSs. I can only speak for ours. Multiple listing service where you see the real estate numbers, they're bad. Really bad. Really. So when you see a house sells for, an agent goes, we sell houses for XYZ%, the numbers are doped. And I don't know if they do that on purpose. The MLS, but agents know how to manipulate the system. So this agent, what they would do is when the house sells and it go escrow closes. So right before, I'm serious, I caught this one by mistake one time. So let's say the house was $500,000, just make up a number, and it sold for $490. They will change the number to let's say $490 or $485 or something. Well, why would they do that? And then put the sale in for the $490 that it sold. Well, why would somebody do that? They would do it so they can then sit at your table and go, see, look at this. I sell for an average of 90% of the list price. That's because the numbers are bad. And it's just a whole bunch of other stuff like that. It's just really bad. Really. And all the numbers that you see on the MLS is bad. And that's why, I haven't gotten to it the way I've meant to. I've subscribed to a service now where the dude goes through and he recorrects the numbers so I can actually give you better numbers. I just never really have the time that I'm supposed to be having. So anyway, I'm getting to the end. I'm here, the gas pumps and everything. I hope you guys enjoyed this little format, because I had the stuff a little bit, better laid out for you and everything. And these really aren't things that are going to help you sell. If you're a buyer, all you got to do is see if people are making these mistakes and just look past them. And you can get the house at a discount. I'm serious. So if you guys need anything, call, text, email my military brothers and sisters. You know the drill. Alpha Mike Foxtrot. For all the rest of you 50 to 80% of folks who are watching this, we love you. We're going to keep them lights on for you. And another video should be popping up from the YouTubes based upon your viewing habits. And I want to meet you on over there, get some more of this good stuff. And this afternoon, I am headed over to Sky Las Vegas, and I'm going to be able to get you some really cool stuff on luxury condo. I think it's like the townhouse down there. Agent called me up, wanted me to film down there. So I'm going to meet you there too. See you later.